At Fide.email, we believe in protecting your privacy and supporting your faith. Fide.email offers peace of mind with features like end-to-end encryption and secure communications tools. Your data stays private and your values remain intact. Choose an email provider that understands what matters to you. Make the switch to Fide.email today. All signs point to Francis getting better. We know he has, in theory, an international trip planned to Constantinople, again, and for an ecumenical dialogue session. It hasn't been confirmed yet by the Vatican, but it seems to be happening in May. If Francis continues his recovery, then maybe he will make that trip, though I don't think he's going to. But we have a different report now that he is going to be visited by someone very high profile in the name of ecumenical dialogue, because that's, of course, what they're interested in. That's all they're interested in seemingly is ecumenical dialogue. Certainly, the love of concerned Catholics and global citizens everywhere is going to help his recovery. That's, in theory, how this works. I don't think that's the case, but this is a perfect summation of the state of modern Catholicism on the issue of his health. So we go here to Catholic World Report. Headline: Dancers dedicate Tango to Pope Francis at Gemelli Hospital. Their hearts are in the right place. God bless them for it, I suppose. But although the tango isn't exactly considered the most modest and Christian of dances, but it is what it is. Here are the details from this article to set up just the absurdity of this situation as it goes on. Quote: a group of tango enthusiasts, the emblematic dance of Pope Francis's homeland, gathered in the plaza in front of Gemelli Hospital on Sunday to express their support and closeness to the Holy Father through dance. The melody of the bandoneon, the leading instrument in tango, resonated all the way to the 10th floor of the hospital, where the Pope had been hospitalized for over a month. The initiative, dubbed Prayer Tango, was a show of solidarity from Italy's, quote, tango community, end quote. I don't know what the tango community is now, but I guess we're just adding the word community to anybody's hobbies, the gardening community and the rest of it. But, their heart's in the right place. But again, there are issues with tango. You can go ask any traditionally minded priest about some of the issues therein. But the recovery narrative here is starting to get questioned, and people are questioning the photographs being released, which is why I think this announcement I'm going to mention you here is interesting. I'm going to push back on what I'm about to show you a little bit here, but a Novus Ordo Watch publishes an article. We're not going to go over it too much, but the story is Vatican journalist says it's unthinkable for Francis to ever resume normal schedule. No question about it. The Francis show, as we know it, is over. And I think that's actually probably most accurate, because even if Francis makes a recovery, the chances of him doing a lot of globetrotting are pretty small. Anybody who's had double pneumonia, and I've actually had emails from some people who had double pneumonia in their youth and they barely recovered. If he manages to make a recovery, his schedule is going to change dramatically. He's going to become much more Rome bound. But that's not the only thing about this. You see, Novus Ordo Watch also, well, we'll go to Louis Verrecchio, actually, of AKA Catholic. He says what to make of this, posting a picture that says Francis is obviously feeling better. His hair is even getting darker. And that's a picture of Francis from back in last September. And this is the picture that was published the day before. Get a little bit better picture of it. You see his hair is much darker here. And some people are using that to question the authenticity of this. Well, I'm going to actually show you a picture from about the same time as that one that Louis Verrecchio posted. Let me see if I can find it. My links are a little disjointed right now. We'll go here to this picture from a Italian news site. This is what you're seeing here is a photograph published on October 3rd. So it was taken October 1st or 2nd during the Synod on Synodality. And if you look closely at his picture there, you will see there is actually some of that darker gray hair on Francis. So again, make of it what you will. Some people don't believe the photos we're getting of Francis are the legitimate thing. They do believe that these are kind of fraudulent. Now, all of this, though, is in light of a major announcement. They've been showing you these pictures. They've been telling you all this is happening. And the major announcement that you might have heard about is that, well, let's just go to America Magazine, the moderate-sounding, modernist, hard left-wing newspaper, with the headline, Breaking, Pope Francis will receive King Charles III and Queen Camilla in audience in the Vatican on April 8th. Guys, April 8th is like 2.5 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, from the, depending when you're seeing this. That's not far. April 8th in the Vatican. It's on their itinerary. This is not something that they just made up, that just was made up by a press that is being irresponsible. I'm going to show you. This is right from their official. This is from the official website of the Royals. This is royal.uk posting this. State visits to the Holy See in the Republic of Italy announced. Their Majesties, the King and Queen, will undertake state visits to the Holy See in the Republic of Italy, incorporating Rome and Ravenna from the 7th to the 10th of April 2025. In about 2 weeks, they're going to go visit Pope Francis, who is now, according to the update that they received, that they issued just recently, is being slowly weaned off of mechanical ventilation. And they're going to go visit him in 2 weeks. Are you kidding? Here's their itinerary. You're going to love this, by the way. Many of you are not fans of King Charles, and you'll see why. Their Majesty's programs are designed to celebrate the UK's warm bilateral relationship with each country. The visit to the Holy See will be a historic visit in the year of the Papal Jubilee and will mark a significant step forward in relations between the Catholic Church and the Church of England, with a special service in the Sistine Chapel, joining hands in a celebration of ecumenism and the work the King and Pope have done over many years on the thermometer problem, on care for our common home and nature. The Laudato Si issue, ladies and gentlemen. The visit to Italy will underscore the depth and breadth of the bilateral relationship. Don't really care that much about the Italy part, but here's the itinerary for the Holy See specifically. Let's go down these items. On Tuesday, April 8th, their Majesties will visit the Holy See to join Pope Francis in celebrating the 2025 Jubilee. Held traditionally once every 25 years, the Jubilee is a special year of the Catholic Church, a year of reconciliation, prayer, and walking together as pilgrims of hope, which is the Jubilee's theme. The King and Queen will have an audience with Pope Francis. Their Majesties will attend a service in the Sistine Chapel, focused on the theme of care for creation, reflecting Pope Francis's and His Majesty's long-standing commitment to nature. In an historical first, His Majesty, Supreme Governor of the Church of England, will also visit the Papal Basilica of St. Paul's outside the walls, with which English kings had a particular link until the Reformation. St. Paul's outside the walls is recognized as the Papal Basilica, where reconciliation, ecumenism, and relationships across the Christian faith are celebrated. Members of the choir of His Majesty's Chapel Royal and the choir of St. George's Chapel, Windsor, will perform in both the Sistine Chapel and at St. Paul's outside the walls. In the Sistine Chapel, they will be accompanied by the Sistine Chapel Choir. He will also attend a reception with seminarians from across the Commonwealth and the British Vatican community. Meanwhile, Her Majesty will meet Catholic sisters from the International Union of Superiors General, who are working around the world at grassroots level to promote female empowerment through girls' education programs involving access to health care, action on the thermometer problem, and the prevention of violence of the flesh and the illicit moving of human beings. And that's from the actual website for the royals themselves. So yeah, this is happening, apparently. I don't understand what it is they're doing, but because we have essentially two narratives going on now. That Francis is no longer going to be able to continue doing the things he's been doing that characterizes papacy. That it's unthinkable, as that LifeSite article kind of pointed to. In fact, let's take a look at LifeSite here, because at this point, this is just getting weird. Headline: Pope Francis to host King Charles for ecumenical event at the Vatican. And I'm not going to go over, I gave you all the key details, but here's something LifeSite points out in the report on this. Quote, Monday's announcement is noteworthy for its presumption of the participation of Pope Francis, along with the anticipation that he will be in situ in the Vatican for the visit, meaning he'll be on site in the Vatican. He's not. He's at Gemelli Hospital. Francis has been in Rome's Gemelli Hospital since February 14th, being treated for bronchitis and double pneumonia, with the condition still present. The doctors declared March 10th that he is no longer in imminent danger. His situation remains complex. No date or plan for his hospital discharge has been made known as yet. However, his medical team have reduced the regularity of the once nightly medical bulletins, now only 2 or 3 times a week. Such a frequency suggests they are moving into a new phase of his already lengthy hospitalization. On Sunday, the Vatican released the first image of the Pope since he was hospitalized, showing only his back and what was described as an image of Francis celebrating Mass in the hospital, hospital's chapel, and you'll see there. And it goes on and on, reminding you that he actually uses an oxygen mask. And it's also worth reminding here, something that they that life site mentions here. And that recently, King Charles has come under fierce criticism for his decision to promote the crescent moon religion's false fake fasting season rather than Lent. And remember, the Church of England, depending if you're high church or not, observes Lent. So a little weird, a little odd that he would do that. But that's what they're doing. They're coming to meet with Francis in like 2 weeks. How? How is that even remotely feasible? So I'm curious, what do you think of this? Are you at all really surprised that that you're having these kind of international plans made, these announcements that Francis is going to apparently travel to Turkey in May, that the royals are going to visit him in the Vatican as part of an ecumenical thing here in like 2 weeks? Or do you think this is not going to happen? That instead, Francis is going to send Cardinal Pietro Parolin to meet with the King of England on his behalf. And on his behalf, maybe for those of you who think that Francis is in no condition to be ordering anybody to do anything right now, that this is going to be more power plays for a conclave behind the scenes. I can see all kinds of hypotheses already brewing in the background here. But I'm curious what you think about all this. So let me know in the comments, please. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't. It certainly helps. So does sharing this on social media. That helps a lot too. Please pray for everybody we spoke about today, including for the conversion of the royals to the Catholic faith and the reconciliation of England. Invoke maybe the name of Our Lady of Walsingham for this, and with the faith in general. And as always, pray for the church. I'm Anthony Stine. Ave Maria.